Fenway as Millar and Mirabelli monster mash the Red Sox to 5 wins in a row. What a relief. In the last 3 games, the Red Sox bullpen has combined for 6 1/3 scoreless innings. Close the door. The committee is in session. Live from Fenway Park, NESN presents Boston Red Sox baseball. Today, the Red Sox take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Hi, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, and welcome to Red Sox baseball. The Red Sox and the Jays play Game 2 today, and the Red Sox look to make it 6 in a row. It's been a pretty good stretch for Boston as they've won 5 in a row coming into today. The starters 3-0 during that period as Lowe, Martinez, and Wakefield the winners. The much-maligned Boston bullpen over the last 3 games, 6 1/3, no runs and 4 hits. So far, a lot of power for Boston. 8 home runs, including 2 for Kevin Millar on this current homestand and 5-game winning streak. As always, I welcome my partner, Jerry Remy. And Jerry, today we get another look at Derek Lowe, who's been good.
Well, he got his act together last time out, Don. A beautiful performance against the Baltimore Orioles, and he had that sinker ball really working for him. His first couple of starts, he was leaving a lot of pitches up in the zone. He watched some video between starts, noticed that his front shoulder was flying out. He tucked it in that last outing and kept everything down. And when you look at the numbers for him over his last couple of starts, the big difference is the number of pitches he's thrown. 104 pitches in 5 1/3 against Toronto. He can't work that way. Last time, only 95 pitches in 7 innings of shutout baseball. So whatever Lowe did find in those videos, it certainly helped him. Now, if he can pick up a win today, he might get himself on a pretty darn good roll.
Well, it's a little warmer here today at the old ball yard, and today is Kids Opening Day. We're back with more from Fenway after this. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. More than 2,700 nonstop daily flights to 59 destinations all across the country. By your Eastern Lexus dealer in the new 2004 RX-30, putting the world on notice again. And by Citizens Bank, not your typical bank. Well, good afternoon again, everybody, and welcome back to Fenway Park. It is sun-drenched Fenway Park today, and certainly a welcome sight after what has been some chilly nights here. It is still on the cool side at Fenway, but at least it is sunny and blue skies above on this Kids Opening Day here at Fenway Park. Of course, you have the regular opening day. Better than a week ago, but now the kids have a chance to come out on their opening day, and there are plenty of them here today, and thankfully, the conditions are much better for them this afternoon. We're going to have some special events that take place here prior to the game, and we don't want to ruin too many surprises, but we can tell you this, which is kind of exciting. James Taylor is on hand here today, and he'll be doing the national anthem, and hopefully he'll be able to talk to us at some point this afternoon as well, and that will be part of the pregame also, and some kids will be coming out with the players as well on this opening day for kids at Fenway Park. And the Red Sox will be looking to make it 6 in a row here today, coming in with a 5-game winning streak, and a lot will rest on the shoulders of that man, Derek Lowe, who gets the start today for Boston. Derek in his 4th appearance of the young season, and the conditions here during the day will be better for him than the last few nights for the Red Sox, but who can argue with the results that the Red Sox have had the last few nights?
It's been a good week for the Red Sox, obviously. In every phase of the game, their starting pitching has been outstanding. Their bullpen work has been very, very good. They've had some clutch hitting. They've played very good defense. So all in all, in some very nasty conditions here over the last couple of nights, Red Sox have played some pretty darn good baseball. And, you know, Wakefield in that game last night, so cold and very hard for him to control that knuckleball. But he battled through it and gave his team a chance to win that game last night.
Well, the 1:20 start time today, so we'll come back and show you some of the festivities here today on Kids Opening Day. We'll step aside and be back with more after this. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway Park on a fine afternoon. Game 2 of this 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. And The player introductions going on right now down on the field as the Red Sox will be getting ready to take the field today against Toronto. And Jerry, during this stretch, it's been an impressive time for the Red Sox, but it seems that some of the problems that the bullpen has had has quieted some of the critics.
Oh, you're looking at someone right there. Kevin Tolar came into the game last night, got the 3 outs. Working as the left-hander, of course, replacing Alan Embry right now in that bullpen. He got a key out earlier in the week to get a final out of the inning on a pop-up. So, you know, everybody's made some contributions this past week from the bullpen. And I'm sure, obviously, they feel much, much better about themselves.
Well, we're getting ready for both anthems here today. First, of course, the Canadian anthem, and we'll head down to the field level for that.
Singer and actor, Mr.
We stand on guard for thee.
Great job.
And now we welcome the performer of the Star-Spangled Banner. This New England native is one of the most accomplished singers, songwriters, and recording artists in American music history. His career has spanned more than 30 years and has included 9 top 10 albums, 18 top 10 singles, and 4 Grammy Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a hometown hero and great Red Sox fan, Mr. James Taylor.
Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars o'er the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you, James Taylor. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our ceremonial first pitch. Today, we welcome the host of the Food Network show's 30-minute meals and $40 a day. A Cape Cod native, she has authored a series of cookbooks based on the concept of her television show, with 2 new books coming out this year. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Food Network celebrity host and the self-professed biggest Red Sox fan in the world, Ms. Rachel Ray. Nice throw, Rachel. The Red Sox wish you the best of luck with your books and on television. for the last two words of our ceremony. Welcome lucky 9-year-old Casey Yaba, 8-year-old Michael Yaba, and 7-year-old Nicholas Yaba from Everett, Massachusetts, who will say the words we love to hear.
We will step aside and come back with more from Fenway. The lineups in the first pitch after this. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway Park as the Red Sox are about to take the field in this matinee affair against the Toronto Blue Jays in Game 2 of a 4-game weekend series wrapped around, of course, the events on Monday, the Marathon and Patriots Day. And kids opening day here at Fenway Park, and a lot of kids here today as the Red Sox get ready to take the field. We also want to mention today that we're being carried, Jerry. We're often carried in the Dominican and other places, but because Major League Baseball International has picked us up this afternoon, we are in England.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Well, Tony Blair is a big Red Sox fan. I know that because I talked to W the other day, and he told me that Tony's a big Red Sox fan. So hello in England.
Well, if he's a Red Sox fan, then he's got to be a Rem Dog fan.
Well, I don't know about that, but I know he loves baseball, and every time he and George W together, they try to catch a game.
Very nice. Well, we are on in England, so we'll say hello to our friends in England this afternoon. There come the Red Sox to take the field. Let's take a look at the visiting Toronto Blue Jays starting lineup. Shannon Stewart at the top of the order. The left fielder leads it off. Frank Catalanato in right field batting second. Vernon Wells in center field with Carlos Delgado. 19 RBIs, second in the American League in that category. Josh Phelps the DH. Eric Hinsky is at third base. Greg Myers does the catching. Chris Woodward is the shortstop. And Orlando Hudson, the switch hitting second baseman, bats ninth.
Red Sox defense is brought to you by your Boston area Lexus dealers. It'll be Bill Miller at third base, Nomar at shortstop, Todd Walker at second, and Kevin Millar at first. Left to right, Manny Ramirez, Johnny Damon, and Trot Nixon. Jason Varitek behind the plate. And on the mound, making his fourth start of the year, will be Derek Lowe. The record of 2-1. The wins coming against Tampa Bay in his first outing. He lost to Toronto up at Sky Dome. In that ball game, 5 1/3, 9 hits and 5 runs. But right back last time out against Baltimore, 7 shutout innings, only giving up 5 hits against the Orioles. And of course, the Red Sox won that ball game 2-0.
And the umpiring crew, Dale Scott has the plate, Laz Diaz at first base, Jim Reynolds at second, and Jim Joyce, the umpire, at third.
Let's take a look at today's game notes, brought to you by your New England Toyota dealers. The Blue Jays, only team in the majors without a stolen base or a sacrifice so far this season. Red Sox home runs in 10 straight games, and 5-game win streak at home, the longest since July 1st through the 4th a year ago. And temperatures, I'm sure, are a little warmer July 1st through the 4th than they have been over the last couple of days here at Fenway.
Undoubtedly. Where available, today's broadcast can be heard in Spanish by using the SAP function on your TV set.
And for those watching in England, buenas tardes, amigos. And of course, that's Spanish if you're listening in England. Cheerio, cheerio in England.
Here's Shannon Stewart. I was wondering where you were going with that. I really wasn't. Shannon Stewart, 296, no homers, 7 runs batted in. And Derek Lowe, like many of the Red Sox, going with the long sleeves look here today. The sun may be out, and it's a tad deceiving. It is still very chilly here this afternoon, and we're told that as the weekend goes on, it should warm up. And hopefully by Monday, it'll be very warm. As Diaz said that Shannon Stewart offered. Derek Lowe making his 4th appearance of the young season. And his first strikeout of the afternoon.
Well, that's a great way to start for Derek Lowe. I mean, watch this last sinker. There is all kind of sinking action on this pitch. It's just the drops down and in to Shannon Stewart. Now, Shannon Stewart That's only the 6th strikeout. He's one of the toughest guys in the league to strike out. Boy, that was some nasty movement on that sinker.
One down for Frank Catalanato. Catalanato coming up in the Tigers system, really had some breakout seasons with the Texas Rangers. And now here with the Toronto Blue Jays. Off to a fine beginning. 305. You notice the bunting is out today. It is, of course, kids opening day here at Fenway Park, so the bunting is back out again this afternoon. And certainly far better conditions today for this opening day than the real opening day here at Fenway Park.
Now, if you got a seat in the sun today, it'd probably be pretty comfortable. Still a little cool in the shade.
Chop towards Nomar. Shortstop, the high hop, and the good throw. 2 down.
Center field.
You know, all of a sudden, this has made me very nervous because when those folks in England hear my English, they'll be turning the volume down.
Well, they're very proper, and sometimes you're very proper.
Not grammatically correct all the time, though.
But it's part of your appeal, I think. There's Vernon Wells, the center fielder. You're a Real World fan, aren't you, on MTV?
What's that?
You're a Real World fan on MTV.
I've watched some of that, yeah.
I think one of the best Real Worlds was the one they did in England. I don't remember that one.
No, I must have missed that.
Oh, it was outstanding. Lowe with the 1-1. Chopped again to Nomar. Charging and throwing on the run. Nifty play turned in by Garcia Parra. Derek Lowe has a fine first inning, a strikeout, 2 groundouts. 1, 2, 3 go the Jays. Boston coming up.
Center fielder, number 18.
Back at Fenway, Toronto doesn't score in the top of the first. Let's take a look at the Red Sox starting lineup in the bottom of the first. Johnny Damon in center. Todd Walker at second base. Nomar at short. Manny Ramirez in left. Kevin Millar riding the 14-gamer into today's game. Nixon in right. Miller at third. Giambi the DH. And Jason Varitek does the catching. He bats 9th. Here's Johnny Damon to get us started. All Tanyan Sturtze, the first pitch of his afternoon.
Hey, he's off to a great start. Record of 2-0 so far. One of those wins coming against the Red Sox, the other Minnesota. Last year only 4-18 with the Devil Rays.
First, Tanyan Sturtze, born in Worcester, Massachusetts, now resides in beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida during the offseason. Played baseball and basketball in Worcester. Graduated from St. Peter Marian High School in Worcester. Now reunited with his general manager, J.P. Ricciardi, who's also Worcester born. And saw J.P. before the ball game. Damon taking the strike.
Tanyan Sturtze 1-0 this year against the Red Sox. I mentioned that win up at Sky Dome. 4-6 in his career against Boston clubs.
Damon slaps it foul off the left side. And last year, Tanyan Sturtze, member of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, and like many of the Devil Rays starters, really had a tough year. He started off 0-8 a year ago, so to be 2-0 this season has got to be a great feeling for him. He walks Johnny Damon to begin his outing.
Well, let's take a look at the Blue Jays defense, brought to you by the Boston area Lexus dealers. They are 14th in the league, 17 errors in 17 games. Eric Hinsky at third, Chris Woodward the shortstop, Orlando Hudson at second, and Carlos Delgado at first. Stewart, Wells, Catalanato in the outfield. Greg Myers gets the start behind the plate this afternoon.
So Damon at first via the walk as he's held on by Delgado, and here's Todd Walker. Shortens up and takes ball 1. Walker with 2 home runs for the Red Sox so far this season in his first year. With the lip of the grass at third is Eric Hinsky, in case he has any intentions of bunting as he takes the strike.
I was thinking, Don, in England right now, it's they are what, 6 or 7 hours ahead?
Are they? I didn't know.
So about 7 o'clock maybe in the evening. 5 hours, I guess, ahead. So it's about 6 o'clock. That means Keith Richards is just getting out of bed.
1-1. Look out. Bat goes flying into the seats. As a grip lost by Todd Walker. Looks like everybody's all right down there.
It's like Todd's just going to let him have that souvenir and take a new bat.
I said everybody's all right. It's easy for me to say. I think they may have gotten it on the ear, it looks like. He's all right. And he's got a bat to show for it as well. They did let him keep the bat that struck him.
It looks like he's going to get a hot dog, too. That guy should buy him a hot dog.
The 1-2. Right back and off the glove of Sturtze. It appeared, and by the time Woodward can run it down, not much you can do with it. Not shot off the bat of Todd Walker, right back where it came from.
Yeah, that ball deflected so far off the glove of Tanyan Sturtze that it actually went back over the head of Woodward and Hudson at second base. And of course, from that position, no chance to make any play at all.
So 2 on and nobody out. Here's Nomar. Garcia Parr at 306, 4 homers and 10 runs batted in. Well, that was a neat rendition of the national anthem today by James Taylor. Outstanding. And great thrill. The chance to meet him before the ball game downstairs. And he was supposed to sing here, about a week or so ago, but that was the game that was rained out, the day portion of the day-night doubleheader that was here at Fenway Park. So he came back today, and a lot of the Red Sox players were out to greet him, and Tim Wakefield, one of the first. He was a very big James Taylor fan. And James was talking about one of the greatest guitarists of all time, and Mark Knopfler, before the game, and he is of English descent as well. I understand that he's had a motorcycle accident that has set him back and a little bit on his tour. Kickoff play in the making as Hudson cheated in from second base. Chopped down the third base line. Hinsky will tag the bag at third for the force out. And the inning's first out.
Left fielder, Manny Ramirez.
One away, and it brings up Manny with 2 on here in the first inning. Manny had 277, 2 homers, and 11 runs batted in. First one missing away from Sturtze. The Sox riding the 5-game winning streak, and Manny has had great success against Sturtze. Both Cleveland and Boston. On the ground towards Woodward, who will start 2 if he can, and does, to end the inning. 6-4-3 on the inning-ending double play. The Red Sox come away with nothing. We played an inning from sun-drenched Fenway, no score.
Back at Fenway, no score after 1 inning. Well, H.P. Hood is rooting for the Red Sox and kids throughout New England. Each time the Red Sox strike out an opponent, make a double play, or hit a home run at Fenway, Hood donates $100 to the Hood Home Team Advantage Fund. Over the past 2 years, over $300,000 has been raised for children's hospitals all over New England.
1 inning in the books. Scoreless back at Fenway, ready for the top of the 2nd inning. And Carlos Delgado to lead it off. Derek Lowe had his kind of first inning. A strikeout, 2 groundouts. And he retired the first 3 Toronto Blue Jays in quick fashion. Delgado at .390 to begin the season. Puts him 6th in the American League. Sixth in the league overall, but on the road, he leads everybody. Fine beginning for Travis Lee so far this season. This is grounded foul. So let me get this straight. If at this moment Prince Charles decides to throw on his TV set, he could watch the Red Sox against the Toronto Blue Jays and hear us.
Absolutely.
That's true?
Absolutely.
This is terrific. I think we should like pick a different country, maybe every telecast that we could then be introduced to.
I'm sure the Queen's watching.
Good cut from Delgado.
Charles might be out playing polo, though. He's a big polo guy. I don't know if it's polo season in England, but
it's early evening, right?
And they play under the lights.
Delgado strikes out. Lowe starts off the 2nd the same way he started off the 1st. That's by way of the K. 1 down.
It was a fastball to get Stewart back in the 1st inning, but a curveball here to get Carlos Delgado for the strikeout. So in the early going, Derek Lowe's location excellent, like it was last time out against the Orioles.
One down, 4 in a row. Retired by Derek Lowe to begin the day. Here's Josh Phelps, the young DH for the Toronto Blue Jays. In there for a strike. Josh Phelps 9 for his last 48. Last year had a terrific first season for Toronto. Was Rookie of the Month in the American League. 2 different occasions as he sends this one through the left side into left field, and there's the first base runner of the day for Toronto.
Now Josh Phelps starting to pick it up. Awfully slow start along with Hinsky, but now with a kind of a mini 4-game hitting streak going after this base hit. Phelps previous to that at bat was only 1 for 9 off Derek Lowe.
Here comes last year's Rookie of the Year, Toronto 3rd baseman Eric Hinsky. Having the same kind of success so far in year 2 as he comes into today's events, hitting at just 190 so far in the season. Hinsky appears on the cover of the Toronto Blue Jays media guide this season, holding his Rookie of the Year honor and award. Snap throw from Varitek that almost got away from Millar, but it's on the tardy side. Back in plenty of time was Josh Phelps. Gets away from Varitek, and up to second base goes Josh Phelps.
Varitek just couldn't get the handle on the curveball from Derek Lowe, and that allows Phelps to move up into scoring position. As that curveball again, tried to throw the same pitch he did to Delgado, but that time More inside, gets by Veritek, and a man in scoring position. We mentioned last night and again today that the Blue Jays do not have a stolen base on the season, which is pretty incredible. Going today into their, what, 18th game of the year.
So Josh Phelps in scoring position very quickly, and the 1-2. In the left center field for a base hit. Phelps had to wait, so he breaks to third base. He got a very late break. Make sure that Damon wasn't going to come up with that. And Phelps goes to third on the single for Hinske.
He didn't make a real good read, did he, at second base on that line drive. Usually as a base runner, you take a peek at the outfield, you see how deep they're playing. So when a line drive like this goes out to that area, you should be able to get an excellent jump at second, but he hesitated, not sure if that ball is going to be caught or not, and he can only make third base. So that's a break for the Red Sox. It keeps the possible double play in order with a sinker ball pitcher on the mound.
So Phelps at third, Hinske at first, one down, and here comes Greg Myers. Myers at .241 so far in the season with a home run, 3 runs batted in. Home run was against the Red Sox when Boston was in Toronto at Sky Dome. This is game 6 of an 11-game road trip for the Jays, their longest road trip of the season. Began in New York with a 4-gamer. They were 1-3 against the Yankees. And then after their series here, which is a 4-gamer against the Red Sox, Carlos Tosca and his Jays will head to Tampa Bay for the final 3. Runner at first is off, and this is fouled off by Greg Myers.
That's something you almost have to do when Lowe's on the mound. If you just can't hang out at first base because a double play will end the inning. So you'll see a lot of managers try to get those runners in motion with the hit and run or the straight out steal to try to create some offense.
Amazing that they don't have any stolen bases, though. I mean, Shan Stewart can run a little bit. It looks like Vernon Wells can run a little, but
yeah, they've got a couple of guys that have been thrown out. You know, Stewart once, but you're not going to run Wells much because he's sitting in front of Delgado in that lineup. And that's almost a guaranteed intentional walk if he steals second base and Delgado comes to the plate. Let's see if they run again on the 2-1 count.
Here comes the 2-1. They do not, and Myers takes ball 3. Chris Woodward, their shortstop, waits on deck. Him. So the first walk of the day from Derek Lowe as he worked Greg Myers away, and ends up walking him, and the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Number 5, Chris Woodward.
We're working towards the bottom of the Toronto Blue Jays order with Chris Woodward, the shortstop, standing in with the bases filled with Blue Jays and 1 out. They're in the top half of the second inning. And there's a strike over the inside corner.
All of a sudden, too, a couple of Derek pitches here have been left up in the zone. That sinker ball did not really sink that much, about belt high.
Something that we saw in his first couple of outings, but it looked like he had harnessed the last 2 times out, and misses this time.
Upstairs again.
Phelps at third, Hinske at second, Myers at first, with 1 out here in the second inning. The wind has shifted and is now blowing in. Down the line in right. This could be trouble as Nixon moves over. It is a foul ball. Wow. There's not much foul ground to grab down there, but somehow it did. Amazingly and fortunately for the Red Sox. That's Diaz down there to make the call.
Yeah, a lot of slice on that off the bat of the right-hander, and just barely in foul territory. Not much room, obviously, down in that corner. Excellent call by Laz Diaz, the first base umpire.
Anything down there you could almost always assume is going to be a fair ball just because there's not that much room for it not to be. Unfortunately for Derek Lowe, it found some of that small space. Now the 1-2. Chopped foul by the Toronto dugout.
Of course, Laz Diaz, as Don mentioned earlier, he was at first base in Chicago when he was attacked by a fan. Laz, an ex-Marine, not a real wise move for a fan, and
picked the wrong guy.
A lot of extra security added in Chicago. It's about time. They've had a couple of crazy incidences in that ballpark, and really all around the league.
And they are hosting the All-Star game this year at Comiskey Park as they try to get that situation under control. Looked like he punched at it, did he? No. As at first said he did not offer it. Up here it looked like it did, and Brady probably thinks it did.
Might be a good call by Laz Diaz there. Looks like he had control of the head of the bat.
Bases loaded with one out. And again over by the Blue Jays dugout.
That's a section down there where the Toronto staff will sit, those first couple of rows near the dugout.
Strikeout of the day for Derek Lowe. He couldn't have picked a better time to pick up his third. 2 down.
Changing locations. He had been pounding Woodward with fastballs inside. This time, that's how he gets a lot of left-handers out. He'll throw that ball off the plate and pick up the outside corner. Huge strikeout. 2 outs now. Base is still loaded. You get that hit of thinking in. Everything had been inside on the hands, and then finally Lowe switches up, goes to the outside corner, and just completely froze Woodward.
Here's the number 9 hitter, switch hitting Orlando Hudson. It's a 200 so far this season from his number 9 spot in the Jays order. On the ground, right side. Millar's going to need help. Lowe is there, and he gets out of the inning unscathed. Well, it took some doing, but Derek Lowe gets it done. The Jays do not score in the second inning. On to the bottom of the second. No score from Fenway. Of a pretty messy situation in the top of the second inning as the Blue Jays leave them loaded. And the Red Sox come to bat for the second time today, led by Kevin Millar. 404 to begin the year for Millar. Places him 3rd in the American League behind Blaylock and Fulmer so far this season. Millar tied with a whole host of players for 3rd in home runs with 5. To left, Shannon Stewart coming on, diving to make the catch. Hung up long enough for Stewart to make a bid, and the Blue Jays left fielder makes the catch.
Shannon Stewart playing left field the way you should play it here at Fenway Park, and that shallow, because you can do this. You can take base hits away. You have to worry about that wall behind you. The ball gets over your head, it's going to be a double anyway, so they can play shallow and take some base hits away. Now, probably, bigger field like in Toronto, he's probably a little bit deeper, and that might be a base hit. But he plays it correctly for a visiting player.
With that in mind, it's amazing how many guys play deep in left field.
Yeah, a lot of guys come here and they play on that warning track close to it with their back against the wall. Apparently not comfortable on going back. But the fact is, if the ball's over your head, I mean, it's going to be off the wall anyway.
Here's Trot Nixon, Red Sox right fielder. Started 333. Home run, 5 runs batted in. Breeze appears to be a swirling wind today. Right now that flag in left center is blowing in. As it misses to Nixon. And not with the veracity that was here the other night. I'm told it was quite cold last night also, Jerry.
Well, for the first time in 3 days we can actually have our window open.
It's very nice. Fresh air. In the dirt to Nixon. 2-2. Walker has the Red Sox only hit so far today. 2-2 to Nixon. So foul off the left side and up off the facing of the press box.
Red Sox today will see fastball around 90, 91 from Tanyan Sturtze. Breaking ball and split-fingered fastball.
Looking Tanyan Sturtze this year. There's a new lease on life after getting out of Tampa Bay. I guess that's the right way to say. Foul tipped. And Myers could not hold on to it. Got a big piece of him as well.
Well, you figured Nixon put a tough at bat against Sturtze. 419 with a 1 career home run against Tanyan.
It always kind of amazed me how some guys have the number of another pitcher and other guys they just can never figure out. They seem to take that confidence with them through the rest of their career. And full count now to Nixon. Sturtze 0-8 last year, 2-0 so far this season. His earned run average 4.42. And today his 4th start of the year with the Toronto Blue Jays. Hit hard and a fair ball down the line into the right field corner. Nixon's going to run a while. Frank Catalanato digs it out, but not before Trot stands at second base with a 1-out double.
Red Sox have now hit 46 doubles on the season. That is the most in the American League, and Nixon picks up his 6th double. Gets on top of that high fastball and hooks it right down the line. Very carefully played out in that corner. Very tough corner to play, and Catalanato plays it to just about right. Keeps Nixon at second base with that double.
Here's Bill Miller, who gets to start at third base today for the Red Sox, a switch hitter. And after the first pitch, skies it to center for Vernon Wells. 2 down. Nixon bluffing will retreat to the bag at second.
Well, game time is Miller time at Fenway and on Nesson. Stop by a participating Fenway area retailer before the game, and you could win free tickets to the game. End up on Nesson. And the game time is Miller time Fenway seats. And folks somewhere out in this area sitting in those Miller seats.
Two down for Jeremy Giambi, the Red Sox DH. Jeremy had 156, a home run, 7 runs batted in.
Oh, by the way, I got an email the other day about those seats, and the fan mentioned the fact that those are alcohol-free seats, but that's not quite accurate. Where those folks are sitting, you can't have a cocktail, but there are some seats that are set further up than that that are not non-alcohol.
So those are alcohol full.
So I mean, this is all legal. This Miller time thing, it's legal.
Above board. So that section is an alcohol full section, not free.
Right. In other words, if you want to oil up, you can oil up in that section there.
Nixon at second with 2 outs, and Giambi golfs it out down towards the oil zone off the left side. And Shannon Stewart will flip it back up into the seats.
That looked like Prince Charles, didn't it? The guy that got the...
Off the left side, now to play.
That's over in England, cricket. Very big game, very, very similar to baseball. Baseball actually was derived from cricket, and rounders. Is it rounders? I believe that's the name of it. Yeah.
Cricket never ends, though, right? I mean, you could play cricket forever. There's no clock or anything. It's kind of like baseball in that regard.
Yep.
They also have tea time. I think I'd like that. Tea time every day. Catcher headed out, Greg Myers. Check on Tanyan Sturtze. Well, we have a moment. Just wanted to send the best wishes along to Julie Benson of Grafton, Mass. Father was kind enough to send along a note. Apparently she's been very ill, and we hope that she feels better. Nice to hear from her dad, Ken Benson, from Grafton, Massachusetts. There's Trot Nixon at second base with 2 down. Up and away to Giambi that time. 2-2 to the Red Sox DH. Again, missing his mark. A full count to Giambi. And Sturtze recording back-to-back quality starts. Each of his 2 previous starts. First time he can make that statement since July of 2002. And the Blue Jays have scored 17 runs in his first 2 starts this season. So he's had plenty of run support. Giambi in a lengthy at bat fouls off another. Sturtze last year finished up the year at 4-18 with a 5.18 earned run average and 33 starts with the Devil Rays. His 18 losses were the most by an AL pitcher since Scott Erickson lost 19 for the Twins in '93. One hopper right to Orlando Hudson. Took a little while to get rid of it, but he does to retire Giambi, and the Red Sox leave a runner in scoring position. We played 2 on a sunny day at Fenway. No score.
At Nissan, we were brainstorming about the Sentra, and everyone had something to add. A more powerful engine, automatic transmission, anti-lock brakes, 15-inch alloy wheels, a 180-watt 7-speaker stereo. The result, the 2.5 limited edition Sentra. Unlimited possibilities with 0.9 financing for 60 months or $1,500 cash back. Available at your Nissan dealer now.
And now with a late-breaking story, here's Suzanne.
Thanks, Tom. As the volcano continues to erupt, we take you live to correspondent John Ryland, who's at the scene. John, what's the situation?
Suzanne, as you can see behind me, the lava is covering an area of about 2 square miles. It's a bad situation, but I do have good news.
What's that, John?
I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Drinks before lunch?
Water's fine for me.
Water for me, too, but with lemon, please.
I'll have a Sam Adams, please.
Make that 2 Sam Adams.
I'll have a Sam also. Me 4.
Nice. Never miss an opportunity to enjoy a tasty Samuel Adams lager, especially when it's on someone else's tab. Samuel Adams, always a good decision.
The left fielder,
Top of the third, no score. Blue Jays Red Sox at Fenway will celebrate kids opening weekend tomorrow when the Red Sox take on the Blue Jays at Fenway. Sunday is photo day. Come out early and take pictures of your favorite Red Sox from 12 to 12:30 p.m. First pitch is at 2:05. Tickets are available 24 hours a day at 877 Red Sox 9 at redsox.com or during business hours at Fenway Park.
A little more comfortable today out there on the green monster seats above the wall and left. And a great vantage point looking right down into the hitter. And that hitter is the top of the Toronto order, Shannon Stewart, who struck out in the first inning. Stewart has done pretty well against Derek Lowe. 27 at bats, 9 hits. Chopped to Nomar at short. 1 down.
The ball hit the lip of the grass and took a hard right on Garcia Parra, but he was able to regroup and make the play on the backhand. But with all the tough weather conditions we had all winter long and even this spring, the field's in pretty darn good shape, isn't it?
Certainly is. David Meller and his crew have done a terrific job. Noticing that David has come out with yet another book, it looks like, Jerry.
I'm going to take that home with me and see if I can get that grass and in my yard looking pretty decent.
You're going to put patterns in on the yard?
I'll do that, you know, for tomorrow, like Easter Sunday, put a big egg in the front yard or something.
Catalinato grounded to short his first time. Now he sends it towards second. And from the outfield, Walker almost threw that away, but gets Catalinato 2 down.
Yeah, he threw a seed over to Kevin Millar at first base. Unfortunately, Kevin did not stretch too soon. If he did, that ball would have zipped right by him. It's going to be off towards his right shoulder. Ooh, little submarine-style rising fastball to first base.
Two down, 4 in a row, retired by Derek Lowe, and it brings up Vernon Wells. Grounded to short his first time. Did he go? No, says Laz Diaz at first. Vernon Wells, a first-round draft choice by the Toronto Blue Jays. And has played center field pretty much exclusively the last 2 years now, certainly with Jose Cruz Jr. out of the mix here in Toronto. It was a very crowded outfield for part of last year, but now Jose Cruz Jr. as part of that is gone. Of course, J.P. Ricciardi was able to unload Raul Mondesi to the Yankees, their right fielder, last year. Jose Cruz Jr. was up for arbitration. They chose not to offer that to him and probably saved $4 or $5 million. Gave them a chance to go out and get some other players. Wells goes after the 3-1. Nomar goes deep from the hole in shortstop. The throw not on the mark. And Millar had to come off the bag, and Wells reaches with 2 outs.
Nomar knew he had to rush because of the very good speed of Vernon Wells, and after releasing this on the run like he normally will do, ball just sails back in down that first base line. Millar with the sweet tag, but not in time. And the Red Sox move into their Carlos Delgado shift. 3 infielders on the right side, and only Bill Miller left to defend the left side.
Delgado struck out swinging in the second inning. One of 3 strikeouts for Derek Lowe so far. And he almost hits him with the first pitch. Surprised that he's only faced Derek Lowe 10 times, also walked 9 times, so those are not official at-bats. Delgado's had a fine beginning, home runs with 5, tied with many others, including Kevin Millar. A-Rod out to the best start, 7 home runs. course, the Red Sox will be heading to Texas after the final game of this series. Take on A-Rod and the Texas Rangers.
How about Kyle Everett? Kyle Everett with 5 home runs.
Off to a great start.
Texas Rangers lead the American League in home runs to this point. They've hit 32 as a team.
The trip consists of a series in Texas and then on to Anaheim to play the world champion Angels. There's a strike to Delgado. He knew it. He takes with him the 4th strikeout for Derek Lowe of the afternoon. The Jays leave a man on. We played 2.5 from Fenway. No score.
At Nissan, we were brainstorming about the Sentra, and everyone had something to add. A more powerful engine, automatic transmission, anti-lock brakes, 15-inch alloy wheels, a 180-watt 7-speaker stereo. The result, the 2.5 limited edition Sentra. Unlimited possibilities with 0.9 financing for 60 months or $1,500 cash back. Available at your Nissan dealer now.
Manny Ramirez. Get your steer in. Fans love him. He's a batting champ, a hitting machine. He plays the field, but he owns the plate. When Manny's up, you better keep your eye on the ball, because you know he is. Tomorrow, Sox Blue Jays coverage at 1:30 on NESN. Did you catch Sports Plus Thursday night? It's Sports Plus a whole lot of this.
I'm going to throw out a name to Bucky Jones. Good deal, bad deal. What's the deal?
They got rid of him for a bunch of middle-round draft picks and a bucket of Titleist golf balls, basically.
They weren't going to be able to sign him within the next year. They got what they could while they could.
The Boston Globe Sports Plus, sponsored by Sam Adams, Wednesday night after Red Sox baseball on NESN.
Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by your Lincoln Mercury dealers, who invite you to come in and see the full line of Lincoln and Mercuries today. By LoJack, the only auto security system that was designed to actually track and recover stolen cars. LoJack, keep it close. Bottom of the 3rd inning, no score. Toronto out hitting Boston 3-2. And 9-1-2 featured for the Red Sox. Varitek, Damon, and Walker expected in the inning. Jason at .268 so far in the season, and Varitek started off very hot. He's cooled off a little bit, and Doug Mirabelli has been on fire. Doug getting the start last night, and Varitek getting hit here today, and he'll reach base to lead things off here in the 3rd.
The center fielder, number 18, Johnny
Tanyan Sturtze not believing that Varitek had hit, but the home plate umpire Scott explaining just where that ball did graze Jason Varitek.
Second time today that the lead runner has reached for the Red Sox. Johnny Damon walked in the 1st inning. And now Varitek's been hit by a pitch to reach in the bottom of the 3rd. Here's Johnny Damon. Looks at strike 1 from Tanyan Sturtze. That's pretty cool. I like that.
What was that?
I don't know, but it was very cool.
That caught me by surprise.
I knew it was coming, but I didn't share. It was neat. The 1-1 to Damon. Slash foul off the left side. That'll kick up off the facade and back down again.
Boy, this NESN broadcast is getting scary. I mean, you don't know when things are going to pop up.
All kinds of action.
Wow.
Damon waiting on the 1-2. Fair ball out of the reach of Arakinski to left towards the corner. Varitek is running towards third. Coverage will stop him there. Into second base goes Johnny Damon with a double.
Pretty good pitch by Tanyan. Sturtze. It's going to be away from Damon, but he just covers the whole plate, reaches out and slaps it right down that third base line. Shannon Stewart did a pretty nice job down here to get this ball out of the corner and keep Varitek from scoring. Goes to the backhanded play right at the 310 and quickly gets it back in. But the Red Sox in business here, second and third and nobody out.
The Red Sox have had base runners in every inning so far. And here comes Todd Walker, who singled in the first inning. One of 3 Boston hits so far. Check at third, Damon at second. Walker backside of the way. 2-0. Sturtze wants a new baseball on which to work with. Has now reached base safely in the first 16 games of his season. He takes the strike. 2-1. He's hit safely in 13 of the first 15 games now with his base hit back in the first inning. Well, the 2-1. In the air to left, down the line. Stewart moves over. It's bending, and it's off the wall. In from third comes Varitek. Damon in behind him. It's a 2-run wall ball double for Todd Walker, and the Red Sox lead it 2-0.
Now back-to-back left-handed hitters going to the opposite field against Tanyan Sturtze. Todd Walker plants this off the wall right down the line and drives in a couple of runs. His 7th and 8th RBI of the season. That little bobble there didn't mean anything. Walker just hangs out at second base. So it all started with just barely getting a piece of Varitek for the hit batter, then back-to-back hits, back-to-back doubles.
Now you get into the heart of the order. Here's Nomar. Goes the opposite way. Catalanato is there. And on the line drive, it's plenty deep enough for Walker to tag and move to third with one away.
Hit out by Garcia Parra. Hit the ball well. You'd like to get a base hit, but you're going to make it out. Hit it deep enough to advance that man to third base now with less than 2 outs. Takes congratulations from his teammate for that out.
Well, Sturtze, who's changed baseballs about 4 times this inning, gets a new one and rubs it up.
You know, it happens sometimes, Don. These cool days, you just don't get the good feel of the baseball. They all seem slippery, and maybe that's the problem that Tanyan Sturtze is having.
He's got a new one now, and he's got to deal with Manny Ramirez, who grounded into a double play his first time up. With Todd Walker standing at third base, and one out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Red Sox now on top 2-0.
Infield in for the Blue Jays, not all the way in, but about 2 or 3 steps in, closer than double play depth.
For a monster mash from Manny Ramirez. Went up top that time for strike 2.
Well, the Red Sox in the lineup today, Manny, with the most home runs against Sturtze, 5 career home runs.
Walker at third, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. A 1-2. Top again, he misses, and it's even now a 2-2 to Manny. Takes a little walk.
Tried to climb the ladder that time with Manny. See if he chased that high fastball again.
The 2-2. Ramirez foul tips it, and it's held onto by Myers. Strike 3 and the first strikeout for Tanyan Sturtze.
Stayed upstairs with the fastball. Up and in. Ramirez just gets a piece of it, but Greg Myers able to hold on to the foul tip. Now the infield can drop back with the 2 outs and see if Millar can come out with a 2-out base hit.
Millar lined sharply to left field his first time up, and is at .563 with runners in scoring position. He leads the American League in that category. And he's got one at third, and Todd Walker here with 2 outs in the inning. Talking with Kevin Millar before the ball game, he's really fit into this clubhouse very well. Knew any of the Red Sox coming in. His stall is located right next to Trot Nixon's now in the clubhouse, and those 2 very good friends going back to the minor league days. And it was a very easy and comfortable fit for Kevin Millar to come here to the Red Sox, despite spending his entire career over in the National League with the Marlins. The 2-1. That'll miss to Millar. 3-1. There's his friend waiting on deck, Trot Nixon, who doubled his first time up. Millar takes ball 4, and there's the second walk given up by Tanyan Sturtze. The Sox will have runners at the corners with Nixon coming up.
The right fielder, number 7, Trot Nixon.
Nixon doubled to right his first time up down towards the corner down there, and he has had very good success against Tanyan Sturtze, including a home run. Seems like all of the Red Sox had great success against any of the Tampa starters last year, whether it be Ryan Roop, Joe Kennedy, and list on and on and on, due to all the success the Red Sox had, including going 10-0 last season at Tropicana Field, never losing against Tampa Bay at their place. Sox 3rd in the league coming into today's action at 283 as a club. Two teams better than Boston heading into today. The Yankees as a club collectively hitting at 302, and the Anaheim Angels at 289. The number you're not used to seeing is the Red Sox as low as they are on the pitching chart, however, at 4.86. There's the 12th in the American League in that category. And Nixon will take the strike. 2-1 now to Trot.
Tanyan Sturtze working at a very deliberate clip. Had a lot of guys on base. Derek Lowe is usually fast paced when he's on the mound.
Walker at third, Millar at first with 2 outs. And the 2-1 to Nixon. Popped up. That'll end up back above us and out of play. You been to England before?
No, never have. No,
haven't either. But we're there today, Jerry. Walker at third, Millar at first. Chance to add on to a 2-0 advantage for the Red Sox. Nixon thought about it. Did he go? No. This is Jim Joyce. Payoff pitch on the ground and out of the reach of Carlos Delgado into right. Walker scores from third. Millar will try to score as well. Nixon still running, is headed for third. 2 more runs are in and Nixon's at third. The Red Sox lead it 4-0. Quite a day for Trot Nixon.
Now twice today pulling the ball. Again, we highlighted the numbers for Nixon against Sturtze. Looked like a breaking ball down and in, and right down the line past the dive of Delgado. No fan interference, which is a break there for the Red Sox. That rolls all the way out toward the corner, and by the time that Catalanado can chase it down, 2 runs come across. If you get fan interference there, your second run may not score.
There's Bill Miller now, the 8th member of the Red Sox to bat in the bottom of the 3rd inning. A milestone of sorts there for Trot Nixon. RBIs 300 and 301. As he drives in a pair. It all started with Jason Varitek getting grazed by a pitch to begin the inning. He's a hit batsman, and since then a couple of doubles, a triple, a walk in the inning for Boston, and a 4-0 lead now. Bill Miller takes the strike. Missing away that time to Miller.
Tanyan Sturtze not nearly as shot today as he was in that last outing up in Toronto against the Red Sox.
65 pitches so far today and has had to throw a lot here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Look out. He walks Miller. One gets away from the catcher Myers briefly, and the second walk of the inning and 3rd of the outing given up by Tanyan Sturtze.
Designated hitter, number 25, Jeremy Giambi.
Also bring out Gil Patterson, the pitching coach for the Jays.
No action right now out in the bullpen for Toronto. Just a meeting here to try to get Tanyan Sturtze back in focused.
Check in with Tom Caron. Tom?
Don, thanks very much. Children's opening day, kids opening day, and James Taylor did a wonderful rendition of the national anthem, and the weather was slightly better than the first time around last Saturday when you tried it.
Yeah, it was great today, Tom. Thanks.
You're from Boston, obviously a Bostonian, grew up here, and you know the connection between fans and the Red Sox.
Yeah, I have that. Yeah.
It's a fever, I think you referred to it before the game.
It's a powerful thing. You know, this is here in Fenway Park on a beautiful spring day like this. You feel like you're at the heart of the city, at the heart of New England, you know. So
here with your wife Kim, who we understand also has the fever, a big Red Sox fan, huh, Kim?
Big time, 25 years.
You got 4 runs here. You guys have been cheering. They've been whooping it up here.
We're doing our best for the team. Yeah.
Are there some similarities? The Sox go on the road Monday. You spend so much time going back on tour here. Are there some similarities between your life and their life? What you do, what they do?
Well, I imagine there are. I've never exactly, I've never traveled the way they travel, but I'm sure that it's largely the same thing. You spend a lot of time away from home. You're focused on a performance, basically, every day, and it's a very narrow, very focusing thing to sort of live with.
Well, they've been focused on this one, and it's been a good inning for them to watch. James, Kim, thank you for joining us.
Thanks a lot, Tom. It's our pleasure.
All right, James Taylor going back on tour very soon, he says. Right now he's enjoying the ball game. Let's go back to you guys.
All right, Tom, thanks very much. Well, legend here today, James Taylor. One of the all-time greats. A lot of the Red Sox were out of the dugout before the game when he was on the field today in his practice run of the national anthem. Runner at first takes off. Giambi taking a ball, and this one will get away. Trying to score from third is Nixon. He'll get there with the 5th Boston run. 5-0 Red Sox.
Well, a gift run there by the Red Sox. I mean, they were not attempting the double steal. It was a straight-out steal by Miller, and then the throw will bounce, get by the infielder, and then all the way into center field. So that's when Nixon comes across to score. He was not breaking on the throw to second base.
Well, after the errant throw, he was breaking and scores the 5th Red Sox run. They've scored 5 of them in the inning, and the Red Sox on top 5-0. So quite a day for Trot Nixon so far. Giambi is the 9th member of the Red Sox to bat in the inning. In the air to left field. Back goes Shannon Stewart to the dirt of the track to bring it in and to retire the side. The Red Sox send 9 men to the plate and score 5 times off Tanyan, Sturtze, and the Jays. We play 3, 5-0 Boston.
People know little about the cancer that killed more Americans than AIDS and breast cancer combined last year. This simple self-exam can tell you if you're at risk. Stretch your 2 hands in front of you. Then bring them back around and place them on your lower back. Now slide your hands down. If you feel 2 large bumps, you're at risk.
Get screened for colorectal cancer. Caught early, it's over 90% curable.
Hi, I'm John Scherer, CEO and founder of Video Professor. Well, I'm the one that makes computer learning quick and easy with these CD-ROM lessons from Video Professor. I'm so confident that my product will work for you that I'm going to send you any one of our $60 lessons absolutely free. If you're serious about learning to run the computer once and for all, try my product.
To get your free computer learning CD, you must call now. Call 1-800-680-7980.
I'm Ronnie Deutsch. I have settled IRS tax bills for only $20. $20!
Ronnie was able to help us settle this debt for only $20.
Saved me $34,000.
Saved me $10,000.
When she says that she can settle this for pennies on the dollar, she absolutely means it.
If you wait, you can lose your chance to settle for $20.
Call the law offices of Ronnie Deutsch at 1-800-895-9922 for a free and confidential tax analysis. Call 1-800-895-9922.
Boston Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. Now serving your favorites even faster. Try a great tasting breakfast sandwich. It's just a thing when you're in a hurry. And by Jeep. Only in a Jeep. Top of the 4th inning. Josh Phelps to lead it off. Phelps, Hinsky, and Myers to face Derek Lowe had to sit a long time while the Red Sox were batting around, and the Red Sox come up with 5 runs to give Derek a 5-run lead in which to work with.
Now, the only thing better than having James Taylor on last inning would have James Taylor and TC sing a duet.
I could have done without that. James Taylor, as this is fouled off, was in Boston. I think I mentioned it earlier. The Orpheum 2 years ago with Mark Knopfler together. And he did something very recently with the Dixie Chicks as well, which is a special on VH1, I believe. It's going to be touring soon again. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, Tom Caron and James Taylor. Any particular song you'd like them to sing? You'd like to hear Tom?
Sweet Baby TC.
Center field with authority, back by the wall and up off the wall. The ricochet played quickly by Damon, who gets it in, but not in time. Josh Phelps with a wall ball double to begin things here in the 4th inning.
And Josh Phelps having a good day against Derek Lowe. A single in his first at bat, now a double high off the wall. Low ball hitter. Got that slight uppercut swing and kind of works into his power when Derek Lowe throws that sinker to him. 4-game hitting streak now for Phelps.
There's Erakinski, who singled his first time. Lowe has now given up 4 hits through 3+ innings. He's the American League Rookie of the Year, 24 home run output for Erakinski a year ago. Hits it to left. Ramirez on to make the catch. Bill of the cap high. Phelps back to the bag at second with 1 away. And it's time now for our Aflac trivia question.
The catcher.
Who holds the Red Sox record for most RBI in the month of April? I'll have the answer for you in the next half inning. I think he's a current member of the Red Sox, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. And I think it's in the 30s.
Here's Greg Myers, the catcher, walked his first time. Well, the Red Sox scored 5 times in the 3rd and started to develop a pattern here in the 3rd inning. It is the 3rd time this season that the Red Sox have scored 5 runs in an inning, and it's all been in the 3rd inning. April 3rd against Tampa, the 4th at Baltimore. Now April 19th against Toronto, all in the 3rd inning.
You might want to play that in your lottery ticket.
Josh Phelps, who doubled off the wall in left center field to begin the inning. And the strike. Myers disagrees, but is down 1-2. Veritek will head out and talk to Derek Lowe. They try to get on the same page. It's not often that Derek Lowe will shake off Jason Veritek. Lowe saying as part of his no-hitter last year, he never shook off Jason Veritek in the entire game. It was almost a year ago now, April 27th last season against Tampa Bay right here at Fenway. In the dirt, Veritek lunging to his right. Nicely done. 2-2. The 4th career start against the Blue Jays for Derek Lowe. Dropped an 8-4 decision on April 8th at Skydome in his first 2003 encounter with the Blue Jays. Gave up 5 earned runs in 5 1/3 innings. Derek prefers to pitch against the Blue Jays here at Fenway Park. At Skydome, just 1-6 in his career against the Blue Jays in 20 games.
May have something to do with the artificial surface. The sinker ball pitchers certainly don't like it.
Last year didn't seem to matter where Derek Lowe pitched. second in the AL in wins. Zito had 23 of them. And Oakland with a win yesterday after they went through kind of a tough stretch. To imagine with their pitching staff going through any tough stretches. Payoff pitch. Well, it's fouled at the plate, staying alive. A long at bat for Greg Myers.
It's hard to believe Oakland. They seem to get off to a slow start every season, and then they around the All-Star break they turn it on.
Even with a new manager, it's sort of the same thing.
Seattle leading that division right now. 10 wins and 7 losses. Oakland in second place.
Ball 4 to Myers. Really had to work for that walk. A lengthy at bat, and the second time he's walked today.
The shortstop, number 5, Chris Woodward.
So 2 on, 1 away for Toronto's shortstop Chris Woodward. Struck out looking his first time. Takes ball 1. John Gibbons, the first base coach here for the Toronto Blue Jays. A friend of mine asked me before the ball game if we could send best wishes along to his grandmother, who is 90 today, Mary Boysen, who lives in Beverly, Massachusetts. Watches every game. John's a terrific guy who was with the Mets for a long time. At second, Myers at first. A little too far inside to Chris Woodward.
Looks like the long inning may have had an effect on Derek Lowe. Struggling here in the top of the 4th inning.
I often wondered about starting the pitchers. Those fouled off back into the seats. A lot of them will go back up the runway into the clubhouse. I wonder if they watch their team bat, and if somebody tell them how many outs there are, how they stay aware.
My experience is most of them just keep moving around. You know, they might go up there to warm up a little bit, to walk around, not necessarily watch the game, get a jacket on, cover up the arm, maybe walk back into the dugout. You just don't want to sit on the couch and, you know, watch the game and get all stiff and
chop down the line, foul. Will Miller diving to be sure, but it's outside the line.
It's like a DH in a game. A DH will generally go up to the clubhouse at times. They may watch the game to watch the opposing pitcher, and I've seen guys ride bikes to stay loose, swing the bat. They'll have clubhouse guys throwing tape balls to take some swings, all kind of different things to try to stay loose in the game. I would think that'd be very difficult, DHing. You know, you just kind of shut it down, and you got to get it turned back up to get out there. But some guys are very good at it and get used to it.
Seemed like Manny Ramirez in the first half of his first season as a member of the Red Sox. He did it so well that had it down to a science that season. I would think, though, that you would be harping on only one part of your game all the time, and if it didn't go well, that it stuck with you until you had a chance to do it again. Where the field can be somewhat of... This is chopped to short. Omar has it get through him into left. Josh Phelps will come around and score Toronto's first run. This played by Garcia Parra, and the inning continues. The Blue Jays have their first run of the day.
Well, you know, this has been kind of a strange ball game. Very slow paced. A lot of pitches being thrown, and a lot of times that'll get infielders and outfielders back on their heels. Nomar just never got the glove down to the ground on that particular ground ball. We'll see how high the glove is. It's not the back of it is not touching the dirt, right through the 5-hole. And Omar, that is error number 3 on the young season.
First error today for the Red Sox. Blue Jays have one. And here's the number 9 hitter, Orlando Hudson. other thing that kind of surprised me since starting here that I didn't realize, and there are different rules with every club, but I didn't realize how many of the relievers during the first few innings who are in the clubhouse. Not all the relievers. A lot of them go out to the bullpen, but some will actually stay in the clubhouse. I knew about the closers, but the other guys sometimes too. This is to left center field. Damon on the move, able to make the catch. That's out number 2. Myers back to second. Woodward to first with 2 outs in the inning.
A lot of time managers will tell the pitchers or pitching coach, you know, what role you're going to have in this game. And of course, if there's a long guy, you got to get out there early just in case something goes wrong. There's some great stories about closers. I mean, Lee Smith was, you'd have to wake him up. He'd be dead asleep in that clubhouse. And, you know, around the 7th or 6th, they start to shake him and wake him up. He'd get dressed and then make his way out to the bullpen for those final couple of innings.
I heard he could sleep anywhere.
Oh, man.
No matter where. There's Shannon Stewart, who sends it through the right side for a base hit. They're going to try and score another run. Here comes Myers. Here comes the throw, and it's not in time. Toronto plates their second run. It's 5-2 Boston. An RBI single for Shannon Stewart.
Now the throw from Trot Nixon is just going to be far enough up that first base line. When Veritek makes the play, he's going to dive back toward home plate. And can't quite get the tag on in time.
27.
Just far enough away from the plate to allow that run to come in and score, Greg Myers. So a shaky inning here for Derek Lowe. Maybe that time between innings did have an effect on him.
Derek off the backside of the mound in the midst of a meeting with himself. There's Frank Catalanato, 0 for 2. He's grounded to short and to second. And another dance out of the way of that. I guess Sugi Urbina had somewhat of a similar pregame thing or during game thing where he would sleep also. We'd have to wake him up about the 6th inning. That's in there for a strike. But this year a little bit different, I think, for the trainers who often would stretch guys while the game was going on. Now, with the role sort of undefined, bullpen by committee, they could have everybody ready right out of the gate. And as a result, everybody's in the bullpen to start the game. This is into left for a base hit for Catalanato. Everybody will move up a base. Woodward to third. Stewart to second. A single for Catalanato. And the base is loaded for Toronto.
Catalanato's had a good series here. 3 hits last night, 3 for 4. Now picks up the base hit. Manny playing shallow in left field, and the ball was hit so hard they had no chance to try to score the base runner.
Bruce Gregson out to talk to Derek Lowe, who has had to face 7 Toronto hitters here in the 4th inning. Well, Toronto is actually out hitting Boston 6-5. Get a deal with the heart of the Toronto order. Vernon Wells 1 for 2 today with an infield hit. Grand slam off Ramiro Mendoza in Toronto. You might remember the first hitter that Mendoza faced after coming into the game, and Wells hit a grand slam which changed the complexion of that game. First of Vernon Wells' career. On his 5th season with the Toronto Blue Jays. Lowe is at 80 pitches in his outing right now as he gets deep into that pitch count.
Only 95 in his last outing against Baltimore in 7 innings.
We're going 3 2/3 so far today. He gets the strike over to Vernon Wells. Stewart at third, Stewart at second, Catalanato at first. 2 down. And Lowe with the 1-2. In the air to center field. Damon heading straight back and will get there. Having to run onto the track to get there. He gets the job done, and the Jays leave him loaded. They do get 2 in the inning. On to the bottom of the 4th. 5-2 Boston.
Polyunsaturated.
P-O.
Gingivitis.
G.
Pungent.
P-U-N-G.
Halitosis.
A.
Hyperventilate.
V-I-H-Y-U-T-I-N-N-T-D.
Sweet dreams.
S-W.
There's an easier way to get to Washington, D.C. Fly to Baltimore Washington International on Southwest.
You are now free to move about the country.
When the liquid-fueled rocket was invented, WPI was there.
Breakthroughs by Worcester Polytechnic Institute graduates have made the world better.
When the airbag was developed, WPI was there.
Our unique curriculum engages students in technology and society.
When early antibiotics were created, WPI was there.
They emerge well-rounded, ready to make a difference.
When tomorrow's innovations are made, I'll be there.
Worcester Polytechnic Institute, the University of Science and Technology and Life.
At Nissan, we were brainstorming about the Sentra, and everyone had something to add. A more powerful engine, automatic transmission, anti-lock brakes, 15-inch alloy wheels, a 180-watt 7-speaker stereo. The result, the 2.5 limited edition Sentra. Unlimited possibilities with 0.9 financing for 60 months or $1,500 cash back. Available at your Nissan dealer now.
Number 33.
Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway Park, where the Red Sox have a 5-2 lead. It's been quite a day for Trot Nixon. He doubled in the second, then up in the third. Out of the reach of Carlos Delgado. Bangs around down in the corner. 2 come in for the Red Sox on the triple by Trot Nixon. And as a result, Red Sox on top 5-2. Toronto gets 2 back in the 4th inning. Todd Walker a double and 2 runs batted in. Johnny Damon a double and a run. Daniel Sturtze 5 runs, only 4 are earned, and Lowe has yet to give up an earned run due to the no